Chapter 13, A Promise to Herself. Mina went home after the show, feeling a wonderful mix of happiness and exhaustion, her mind still replaying the moments on stage. The triumph of the stage, the warmth of the applause, and the pride in her heart filled her completely. Her giant trophy was nestled neatly between her arm and ribs, heavy and cold, a tangible representation of an internal victory. As soon as she walked through the door, she was greeted with the comforting embrace of her parents. They both swooped in, engulfing her in a tight hug. "We are so proud of you, Mina," her mom whispered, kissing the top of her head. "Your speech was just as good as your trick." She hugged her mom and dad tightly, her face buried in their shoulders, breathing in the familiar scent of home. "Thank you," Mina said, her voice full of raw emotion, slightly muffled by her mother's sweater. "Thank you for believing in me. And thank you for the Hanbok and the fan and all the props you bought for me to practice. They mean so much to me." Her parents smiled warmly, their eyes a little misty with their own joy and love, having finally understood the depth of her passion. They hugged her back intensely, a silent promise of endless love and support passing between them, a commitment that was more important than any prize. Later that evening, as the house settled into a quiet calm, Mina lay in her bed, gazing up at the ceiling. The heavy trophy was on her desk, the Hanbok carefully draped over her chair. Her mind drifted back to school, to the faces of the girls, Tiffany and Chloe. She remembered the time she had joined in their unkind comments, saying mean things just to fit in, to avoid becoming their next target. She knew now with absolute certainty that it was wrong, a misuse of her own light. She hadn't been true to herself then. She had wanted to go with the flow too much, even when it felt deeply wrong in her gut. The memory of the eclipse, of her own light being shadowed, was still fresh in her mind, a powerful reminder to guard her integrity. "I have grown so much," she thought, a quiet sense of accomplishment settling over her, not boastful but peaceful. She knew she had made a big change today, choosing authenticity over fitting in. But she also understood that growth wasn't a finish line, it was a journey. She recognized that the old feelings, the desire to be liked, the fear of standing out, might still creep back. There would likely be other times, other moments at school when it would be hard to choose the right path, when she would revert back into her old ways, perhaps adding a small mean joke to a conversation just to fit in. It wouldn't always be easy to let her light shine. Sometimes it would take effort, like perfecting a coin trick hundreds of times. Mina knew she couldn't be perfect. No one is perfect every day. But she could always try to be better. She could choose to be kind. She could choose to be brave. She could always choose to be herself, no matter what challenges came her way. That was a profound lesson she had learned, and she knew it would stick with her, guiding her like a compass, always pointing her toward her true north. She quietly got out of bed and walked to her window, looking out into the peaceful night. The moon was shining brightly, a comforting presence in the night sky. The stars were twinkling, countless diamonds scattered across the velvet darkness, each one a distant, shining possibility. She felt the true magic all around her, in the silent beauty of nature, in the unwavering love of her family. Most importantly, she felt her roots, which now were like a strong foundation beneath her. Mina smiled, a serene and happy smile. She whispered to herself a quiet, heartfelt promise. To always be true, to always keep trying, and to always shine bright like a star, never letting anything or anyone dim her light again, no matter how hard it might be. She was ready to face whatever came next, one step, one day at a time, armed with her new, genuine magic.